Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of How You Do That. It's Ming,
John,
Dennis.
and today we have...
Jazel.
Oh my gosh, we got our first guest on the show. It's no longer a sausage fest. What's up, Jazel?
All good. Very honored to be the first guest.
Yeah, and the best part, in good old guy fashion, we did not plan for this.
Nope. We
No
talked
plan.
about it yesterday, and somehow today
Come on.
we have a guest.
Yeah. Also, Dennis is on the second episode recording after 40 hours of hosting. So
20
it's
hours, 20 hours.
20 hours
10
of
hours
hosting.
per day, and that's why my voice is very sexy.
It's a miracle at this point that he's still talking. Guys, welcome back.
Thank you.
For
So-
everyone watching, it's been 2 weeks. For us, it's been 15 minutes.
Yes.
How was the 15 minutes break been for you guys?
I let go some water in the loo. That was good.
I made some coffee. So.
That's great to know. That's great to know. Jazel, you were sitting,
I was
listening in.
just lounging on the couch.
Yeah, as live guest for the show.
And it wasn't even planned for her to be here.
Nope.
It was just that we were nearby and we were like, okay, she can follow me for a few
Yeah.
hours. And yeah,
I was
she's
just
now-
tagging along.
Correct.
Yeah. You guys are having a mini honeymoon, right?
Something
Mini
like that.
honeymoon because when you host, they fix you up in the hotel as well.
Yeah, it
Look
was,
at
it was
this
a nice
guy.
place, hotel. We had hotel breakfast before we came here, so
Yes.
that was good.
Shout out. 8 eggs, bro. He ate 8 eggs for breakfast.
Normal.
8 eggs.
8 eggs, you know. That's my whole carton.
Hey,
No, 8 eggs,
that's why
I had
his
cereal,
bicep
I-
is the size of our face.
Don't have like yesterday.
Right.
I hosted a bodybuilding competition. They all asked me to go topless. I'm like, no. Have you seen all these people whose body is way bigger than mine?
Yeah, that's
You can
mad.
tell them if you make me do topless, then you pay me more.
That's why I
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
said.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have to invoice the
Yeah,
organizer.
yeah.
It's not good.
But I saw your friend Terrence go. Oh, gone. The minute
Bro,
Terrence
bro.
go on stage.
Oh my god! I literally told Jazel his bicep is bigger than my thighs, and when I saw the picture, it's
Yeah.
definitely bigger than my thighs.
I only know Terrence because of you. Wow, when people were storing you guys,
Yeah.
I saw Terrence go on stage. I'm a game over, bro. He won. He won. I don't know about the rest of them, but he won. Okay. Anyway, that's beside the point, guys. Welcome back to another episode. We've been talking about prepping for the baby, the last episode. And today we have Mrs.
Mrs.
Dennis.
Yin.
Mrs. Yin. Oh my gosh.
Mrs. Yin.
Oh, the people call him Mrs. Yin. Okay, stop. John and I are here by ourselves. Stop.
I'm cool with that, man.
He's like, I've seen this. I've seen this a lot.
Never die. Okay. Do people actually call you Mrs. Yin?
No, never.
No one calls her
Wait till Jake goes to school.
Oh my god, imagine being called Madam Yin.
You mean Mrs. Yin?
Mrs.
Excuse
Yin.
me, Mr.
Yeah.
and Mrs. Yin? I think
Yeah.
the teachers would probably call you that.
Possibly.
Or Jade's friends will be, hey, your mom's here, Mrs. Yin. Mrs. Yin is here. And then all the boys. That kind of thing.
That's the goal.
I can't wait. She's already on the go. Look, I mean, men's health couple. That was the tag, right?
Yeah.
Shut up lah. Anyway, today we're not talking about men's health couple, guys. We're gonna follow up a bit from the last episode.
Right.
Last episode, we talked about prepping up until the birth. We kind of went over the whole process, but today we're gonna be talking about after the baby pop.
All right.
We're going to be talking about that first month of coming back. Why? Why is it the first month? Because as Chinese people, what's the first month?
Confinement.
Correct. It's not really a Ang Mo thing, I think.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's
Right.
not. It's legit something Asian people.
Right. Because we care about our offspring. No, I'm just joking.
The lady.
The ladies, the
Lady.
mamas.
You're right.
The confinement is for the
Actually,
the
just
mothers.
for
Okay.
the mums.
So just a quick round. Confinement center or confinement lady?
I go confinement lady all the way.
Confinement lady.
We did confinement, so if we ever had a second one, I think we would do the confinement lady.
Yeah, because a lot of people who did confinement like ourselves, when they have a second one, usually their first child can't really stay in the confinement
Right,
center with
you're right.
you. So then that would be very difficult. So most people with two kids, the second child, usually they'll get a confinement lady
Yeah.
at home.
Or
Yeah.
you send your first child to the grandparents,
For a
and
month.
then you have the confinement lady in your house.
Yeah, okay.
Then your daughter's gonna be like, Daddy, Mommy,
Yeah.
You visit us,
Yeah,
Subanjaya to
it's gonna be so
Subanjaya
sad.
nearby.
This one really, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I never been to confinement center, so we had confinement, and then we tried. This is the interesting about confinement lady, right? The good ones are old, right? So by the time you have your second kid, maybe they stop working already.
Right.
Yeah, so that was a very interesting experience because we called up and the woman was like, cannot anymore, I'm too tired. I don't do this anymore. I'm like, okay, we gotta find a new one. But hey, we're gonna talk all about that first month today. Shout out to everyone who's been watching. We really appreciate you guys, especially those who are literally not even dads or close to it. I just want everyone to look at the cameras and just say, I don't know why you're watching, but we appreciate you guys.
Hey, I don't know why, but make sure you ask all your friends to also watch it because it's educational.
You're right. Last episode, we only ended the episode with a question. But this episode, I feel like we're going to start with some questions,
Yes,
okay?
let's go. Go
Is
for
that
a
okay?
few questions.
All right, we're going to
I
go
think
for
this is
some.
the most educational work I've ever done.
Really? Why would you say
Why
this?
you don't add any educational values into whatever that you do?
Oh.
I don't know. I
feel like you got like-
I need to rethink my entire career, you know.
Like, hey, actually quite nice telling
Yeah,
people what to
actually
do,
quite
right?
nice telling people like, you know, like my experiences and you know, sort of helping people. Yeah.
It helps. It helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Some people want to be like you know.
No, I want to be like you.
Imagine.
Technically, I want to eat eggs a day or so.
Yeah.
lah.
I would like to have the capacity to eat.
Eight eggs
Eight
a
eggs.
day. Bro, how do you eat 8 eggs?
It's easier to go down than chicken rice.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right.
Just-
Okay.
Have you heard of this guy called Zemet?
Oh, yeah, bro.
Oh, bro.
This guy.
I
is-
met him.
Bro.
I worked with him something before, and I watched his video. Bro, he eats so
Bro,
much.
He's a professional.
Malaysia on fire right now because he
He
whacked.
ate the nasi kanda,
Yeah.
300 ringgit nasi.
Wow.
Nothing, bro. That one's nothing. 300 ringgit nasi kanda is
That
just
size
child's
is
play.
nothing, bro.
Do you know this guy?
Zermatt.
You know this
No.
guy is a competitive
Yeah.
eater from Singapore.
Competitive eater.
No,
Yeah.
and
This guy
he's not
legit.
even.
This guy
he's
is
fit.
legit.
He
He's
runs.
skinny.
Skinny,
He's
yes.
skinny.
Then his fart must be very smelly.
You can see the
I
priorities.
swear.
You can see the priorities.
We
that
all
I-
three guys talking about how great it is.
Yeah.
Lately,
No,
right
no,
here,
but
just
that's
go
great.
straight to
That's
the
great
fart.
though. That's great.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
back to the questions.
Vanessa_LCS asked a mom to come onto the show so she can compare how it feels. Sis, your English. Ask a mom to come onto the show to compare if it feels different to become a mom and dad. Vanessa, we have a mom on the show today. Jazel, are you a mom?
I am a mom.
I would think so.
We got you.
We got you, Vanessa. So
Any
we're
questions?
gonna. That was not a question. That was a statement.
Okay, thank you for the
That
statement.
was a statement. But today we're actually going to be. We have a new perspective today, so we're going to go through it. We're going to be talking about the first month. So
Yes.
Vanessa, this shout out to you. Thanks for the question. How have you guys been in the last 15 minutes? We covered that, so we're not going to talk about that. If you guys want to know, follow our socials: YouTube, Spotify, all our Instagrams. Catch the reels on Instagram. We are going to start with you walk into the hospital as 2, you walk out of the hospital as 3. Was it a core memory walking out of the hospital? It didn't.
Yes.
I know it hit some people, you know.
Definitely for me.
Very
Can I just
surreal.
say,
What about
right?
you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's one thing to walk out of the hospital,
Oh.
but I think the scariest moment is that drive from the hospital back home. For me.
okay.
Because
Okay.
I'm used to driving just either myself or with friends or with my wife. But having a baby for the first time in the car, I actually had to practice how to put the we had a
The baby
carrier.
seat, yeah.
We had a baby carrier that is quite advanced. So you pull it out, then you can isofix it straight into the car.
Yeah.
I went to practice it for a few days. Right? And then I managed to figure it out. But then I practiced it without a baby inside. Right? So you can kind of do it any way you want. But with the baby inside, you know, the baby is precious goods. And your wife is in a recovery.
Recovering.
Yeah. So you got to help her into the car. And then you got to carry the baby. Then I don't know whether you can put the carrier on the floor. You know, that is like when you open the door, where do you put the baby? You need 2 hands, right? Yeah, but I managed to figure it out. But the drive back from the hospital back home was the slowest drive I ever did.
You're not wrong.
How
Up
was
the
it?
Hummer.
And then the police at the side of the road. That
Yeah.
law-abiding citizen right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that was scary. That was
Really,
very,
huh?
very scary. But that was a core memory. That first drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
then
always looking into the review mirror. Do you do that?
I cannot see the baby.
Oh, I just.
Yeah.
I think he was
Yeah.
so focused. Don't do anything
Bro,
wrong.
but we had a camera though.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a camera. We installed a camera in the car that can face the baby.
I need one of that.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
very
have that
good.
now.
Very
Okay,
useful.
okay. Dennis?
For me, well, I same thing. The scariest was to get her out of the hospital, right? So I built the whole entire stroller like few days before we were leaving the hospital, and like what he did, practice on how to do that. And the stroller that I got, because I wanted to make sure that I don't do anything wrong, I don't do anything any wrong steps. So I practiced strolling it to the car. And the thing about my stroller is that I could actually click and take out the entire thing and just put it into the seat.
Yeah.
So that was very, very easy for us. So thanks to that, I wasn't that stressed. So we just rock up to the car, open the door, we'll put baby up, put her into the baby seat, and she's there already.
Was it an emotional thing carrying your baby out of the hospital?
It was scary
Okay, I'm glad
because
to see we're on
I'm
the
a
same
very
page.
clumsy person. So I was afraid of
Oops.
just. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk very slow.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't think you have a baby on your hand, you'll be like, oops. You know?
Okay,
Because she's so tiny.
just admit, you all dropped the baby before? You all dropped the baby before?
I slipped.
I've dropped the baby before.
Like how high?
Like enough. No, it's a thing. It's a thing. Like I think you don't mean it.
No.
But sometimes the baby will suddenly move.
because they're
right?
struggling and stuff.
Yeah. So I've dropped her on the bed, obviously, but it's like sitting down on the floor, so like, like that, and then then she look at you. You good? I'm good. Let me continue. I think your parents won't admit it, but I've dropped
Which
the baby.
baby is this?
Haley lah. Yeah. But
Haley is okay, ma.
Haley is okay.
she's okay
She
now.
built tough. Sarah drops by herself, so it's fine. Okay. That thing of walking out the hospital, no longer just you two. I think to me, when we went to deliver the baby, it was at an earthly hour, so it wasn't the 4 a.m. kind of thing, right? I walked in the hospital realizing that we will not leave this building the same anymore. It will no longer just be my wife and me. I took a lot of it in because obviously I wasn't one going through pain, right? I was just sitting down, I had a lot of time to think. But I think the first thing, okay, value add for guys, your stroller choice. Were you part of the stroller choice?
Oh yeah, of course.
We definitely will.
Yeah, we picked the stroller together.
Yeah, I mean, we watched last episode, we talked about John and the millions of strollers he went through.
Oh man.
We need to give some guys some value this episode.
Okay.
Choosing the right stroller.
I think John knows everything about it.
Let's go with John. John.
Okay, first my question is,
Yeah.
how many strollers did you go through? Did you count?
So we started our stroller journey in Singapore first.
At how many months?
At maybe 6 months pregnant.
Okay.
6
Oh,
months
damn.
pregnant.
Okay.
We tried every brand available in Singapore. Couldn't find anything that we liked.
Ooh.
Then we came to Malaysia. We found a brand that we liked.
Mm.
Right, it's called Nuna. Right, and one thing about Nuna, it was that it just fit our needs very well.
Mm.
Right. To me, it's like everything that I could possibly think of that I would want in a stroller. They had it. You know, you can close it with one hand. Yes,
Good.
you
Yes.
can connect the carrier to this stroller. Yes.
Right.
You know, and then I mean, and the aesthetic of it, the feel of it, it was perfect. And you can add all the additional accessories, and the size of it was perfect. So I think we really went on a stroller journey. Every weekend,
Really?
when Amanda was pregnant, second trimester, every weekend we would go to a baby expo, a baby shop. I think we covered
Yeah, you guys damn Rajin way. I remember this. Wow.
every Saturday 2 to 5 p.m. Every Sunday 2 to 5 p.m. We've researched every baby bottle. We have researched every what's that called, the sterilizer. Yeah, we knew every brand. I mean, it was quite obsessive at one point. You know, and then we finally managed to settle for everything. But then we realized that actually we didn't use like maybe 30% of everything that we got.
Thanks.
Yeah. But then we ended up giving it away for other people who would need it better than us.
What was your choice stroller?
Oh, Nuna Travel or Nuna Trace.
Not sponsored, by the way. This is just
No, I love.
really-
I will tell anybody. Yeah,
Right.
Malaysia, you can find it
everywhere. Actually.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Singapore's a little bit harder. You know, there's one really weird place. So they told us that there was a distributor in this place in Ang Mo Kio. You know, Malaysians never hear of Ang Mo Kio,
Of
right?
course, God.
Or Ang Mo Kio. So it's in an industrial building.
Yes.
Right? But
Okay.
it's only open, it's in a shared office, and they own one tiny little unit. And the tiny little unit is a showroom that looks like a nursery. Right? And they will basically, it's by appointment only. So it was quite dodgy. I mean, I have to admit it was quite dodgy. I would expect a brand like Nuna to it would be like Malaysia, you know, you go to Happy Kiddo, you go to wherever you can just find it there, and then there'll be some guy teaching how to use it. But in Singapore, it was not in any of the main, the big distributors, right? So we were like, all right, let's just try it. Then we got to the address, we were looking, we parked our car, we looked, it's like, you sure this is the place or not? This looks like one of those office areas. Then we went in, and then they told us to ring the doorbell. So we ring the doorbell. Then this guy came. And he was like, "Hi, we're here to see the Nuna products."
Yeah.
Huh? What are you talking? And after he left, then he was like, "Okay, I guess this is not the guy," but he opened the door for us. So like, all right, let's go check it in. And you walk in, it looks like a WeWork, you know. Then after you walk. Then after you just find this. Then we found this other couple that was testing the stroller. So that's where we realized, wow, this guy is like proper.
I like the
he
fact
like
that-
parallel import, you know.
Yeah.
Like the Nuna in Singapore is like
Like
parallel
the
import.
fact he asked you, huh? What? And he still let you in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. Singapore is safe.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right.
You hear the steel, okay lah.
Hey. Try. Jason, Dennis, what about your stroller choices? Did y'all go to any lengths or just like, this works?
Actually, not much, right?
Not much, because for
Yeah.
us, I mean, for me, like what you said earlier, you don't decide, let the wife decide. right? So she did the research, we did the
Yeah.
research together, but when we felt like this was more convenient, and we always believe whatever that is convenient to us, it has to fit our lifestyle, it has to jive with us.
But at the same time, we were approached by Kiko. So that's why they just gave us the few pamphlets to go through.
And we went through it, and then we saw the one that
That's most convenient. It's like
most
4 in 1.
convenience.
Yeah.
Because we could, like I mentioned, the one that I really like is that I could just plug
Pick
it
it
up
up.
from our
And
stroller
put it
just
in the car.
Put it into the car. I didn't have to
And
take
it
my
also
baby
could
out.
be could convert into like a baby rocker chair,
Yeah.
right? Kind of thing.
So-
So that's why we really liked it.
Yeah, like I could, if we're going to visit our friends, we could just take the whole entire baby cot and then just put there, and then you can rock it.
But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only downside I would say is very heavy.
Yeah,
it's very
it's-
bulky.
good
It's very
point.
heavy.
But y'all got
Good point.
muscles, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
but really heavy. Like, you know, when you fold the whole entire thing, you want to
Yeah.
carry it.
It's a lot of work.
Actually, you're right. The first error that a lot of parents do is they like it too much, but they like the big bulky ones.
you don't need.
Yeah, it's fun when you're in the store pushing it around without the baby. The day your baby arrive, you got the baby bag, you got your baby, you got your wife's stuff, you got your stuff. You're gonna realize that, hey, I don't want the weight. I want the lightest possible thing. So that's where I went.
You don't need some all-terrain kind of stroller.
So
They have.
I've seen in Singapore.
No,
the wheels are mad. The
there
wheels.
are.
The guideline for me would be I went for the lightest portable one, but it also has to work like your lifestyle. Right? Are you planning to use this just for the infant stage, the toddler stage? Get something that lasts until 6 years old. Your choice. But for me, I think like because my wife is very small and she's not as muscular as Jizo, sorry.
and Jade.
And Jade is really muscular at this point. We had to choose something that I can picture in my mind. She carried the baby. She can also operate this one hand.
Yeah, that's what we
To
want.
me, that's the priority lah. I mean, sure, the aesthetics can come, but I really also like the one where when they're still at the useless stage, the ungrateful stage, can't do anything. The one that you can click off, click into the wheels, and then click into your car. Wow, perfect. Not an advertisement for any brand, but okay. First things first, it was leaving the hospital with that. The first thing you use is your stroller lah. Checking out the hospital. How was your hospital experience? I mean, we talked about.
Mine was horrible. Mine was terrible. If anything,
You don't even want to get him started on this.
I don't want.
It's a whole episode.
I don't want to
itself.
say the hospital name.
Okay.
I don't want anything, but I would advise people make sure to go to the right doctor for you.
I feel like we've had a theme when it comes to your stories. You go to random people for the sperm
He
test.
can have his own spin-off for this episode.
Yeah, you went to a random sperm test. The hospital also another one.
Listen. I say this in front of my wife.
Listening.
It's all her choice.
Yeah. He followed me.
The place where I do the sperm donation.
You said go this.
She said go this.
Sperm
I go.
donation.
Sperm donation.
Sperm
Who
donation.
you're donating to?
Yeah.
Auntie, the auntie.
I,
The auntie waiting. Hey boy, I need some sauce tonight, bro. Hey, oh.
No.
Okay.
to check my
But first
my
time
seat.
kids, first time parents, you just choose
Yeah, but we got introduced to this doctor from our friends and all that kind of stuff. But the doctor is very senior, and he somehow care for you, but don't give a shit.
Oh, you know who he reminds me of now that I'm watching a new series on Netflix? It's not new, it's a very old one. Dr. House.
Oh, that kind of attitude.
Yes.
Like
interesting.
Correct.
if you like a doctor that scolds you,
That is
go
strict.
for that.
Yeah.
Like he scolded me because I was trying to record Jizzle.
Huh?
Yeah, I was this close to scream at his face. Really.
Oh, wow.
But because he was doing the mammogram with Jizzle and all that stuff, I was like, I'm just
But let me tell you why I picked him
Okay.
initially.
Okay.
Because he was experienced with like emergency situation. Like if I was about to die on the table, he knows what to do. That kind of thing.
Okay,
So I got
Okay.
that kind of friends that tells me if that happens,
He's
this
the
guy,
best.
yeah,
But if that don't happen,
then he's the
But
worst.
it's not like there's a competition for which doctor can save.
but
Technically, you don't want to get there,
But these are all personal choices because we
Correct,
have
correct.
friends who
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to the same doctor and really like how he scold her.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Johnny,
some of
please.
them they like a doctor who's more
Assertive.
direct,
Yeah.
assertive.
Okay,
right?
okay.
For
To
me,
each his own.
yeah, to each his own. But for me, it was a bad experience, and the fact that the doctor didn't even try to
Right.
help us with the natural birth, he just came in with the paper and said,
Don't waste time.
"Don't waste time, go cut your stomach."
Oh.
Because why? I learned now that it's something that doctors do to get more money.
Or commission.
Because when you come in as natural birth, you got to pay that.
Yeah.
And if you don't go through natural birth and you go emergency C-SAC, you got to pay for that too. Then you're going to pay double.
20K, bro.
More than that, bro. My natural birth was 16.
Then
Natural
again,
birth.
it's a private hospital.
But private
Which was
hospital
private.
usually is about 8, 9,
Yeah, mine
10.
was what, 8 lah.
Usually it's 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Mine was
But
16.
because we had the off hours,
Yeah,
right?
we were like 4:30 in the morning. It
On
was
a
a weekend.
weekend.
Then on Tuesday it was a public holiday.
Correct.
And we were there for 5 days and jaundice and all that. And all the gloves, all the
The diapers, the extra
whatever
Everything,
they use for
the
5
extra.
minutes, they take it out, they throw away your money.
Yep. You got all these additional add-ons to
Yeah, and I
your
did
menu.
not know until the bill came to me.
Ah.
And then I look at the bill.
Actually, that's
in my
true.
head, I thought maximum 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Max. I was okay with that.
Okay.
And then when I saw, I was
On.
like 16. What? And then they actually, I mean, the hospital people, the marketing people, the team, they actually were very nice enough to try to talk to the doctor and like, hey, is it possible to lower it down a little bit? Because the doctor's fee is much higher than the hospital fee.
Yep.
The doctor said no.
Yeah, that's mad.
He just said no.
Yeah, you're paying for his trip to Langkawi. What are you talking
What
about?
Langkawi, bro? This is going to what? Fucking Bora
Japan.
Bora, bro.
Maldives.
Maldives, bro. What the hell?
Wait, so your hospital fee was 8.
So I went to a very like out of the city hospital. I wasn't in Sunway. I wasn't in KL. It was like a Damansara hospital. It was
Damansara
very
is
very
expensive,
nice.
bro.
It was very no. I mean, it wasn't like fully private. We went to, I can say lah, I'm not sponsored, but I went to KPJ.
Okay.
So KPJ was very nice because we went there for
Originally, we were going to go KPJ.
Yeah, we went there for Suyen's checkups already. So the doctor was great. And he was one of the higher recommended ones because he specializes in like anything like prenatal or neonatal stuff. So if there's any irregularities or anything that pops up during your pregnancy, he can advise. It was a very seamless process, just that they don't warn you, right? When you check in, they swipe your card 10K already, you know. So they deposit first, talk later. They take your deposit first and then they charge back from that. So I was thinking like, okay lah, let's just do first. And true enough, they really kept to it. So they kept like, okay lah, all your charges for diapers is under one. All your charges for this are under one. So, wow, we diaper one charge every time. Just call ni, one change diaper, change. One call diaper, change. It's all one charge. Yeah.
Yeah, but your second child, you got to bring your own diaper. No?
No. We also
bring-
use that.
What if you bring your own stuff? Then they cannot charge you for it, right?
So the thing is, technically they can't. If you make it a note, they will ask for you to take your diaper lah. But I think effectively for our hospital, they already put it into the charge. So it was like, hey, I'm okay. The service was great. The food was great. Everything was great.
Okay, wait. Did they serve daddy meal?
No.
Okay, my 16,000 didn't include daddy meal.
Yeah, I got no daddy meal. So,
I don't even have a daddy bed. I had the sofa.
Yeah, I sit on sofa also. Yeah, so
My friend had a bed.
Yeah.
He paid 6K only.
Oh.
At Glen Eagles.
Glen Eagles. Okay. We don't know this kind of thing. So it's a friend experience. For me, how was your?
Mine
you
damn
went to Pantai.
expensive, you know. Now I'm feeling like I got cheated. Mine was about 23, I think. 23,000, yeah. But
Brother,
also,
Brother.
it was across 2 weekends. And
Oh,
we
right,
were
it
in
was
the
a
hospital
long
for
one.
very long.
Yeah,
Like we were in hospital for at least 8
And you
days.
did 2 things, ma. You were supposed to do water birth thing,
Yes.
and then
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that you
yeah,
cancel that,
Yes.
and then you went for natural birth.
But they
Yeah,
didn't charge us for the full water birth. To be fair.
Oh, that's
the
very
nurse-
nice. That's nice.
The
enough.
nurse told us because technically she didn't attempt the water birth, so they charged us. They called it like water dipping. So they bring you to the pool. Like there's a little jacuzzi room. Then you just go there. You sit in the water a little bit. So they charged us for that, which was also quite expensive in itself, lah. But the attempt for water birth would have been probably more. Yeah.
That's wow. 23. But Pantai, you went to Pantai.
Yeah.
Bangsa is Bangsa Hospital. I was born in Pantai, but at a time where it was much more affordable.
Right.
I have to say this, okay? Okay, let's wind it back to this. We got the baby, we are at hospital. Your first month home. What is the first change that hit you? That there's a heaviest change to prepare all the guys out there, to prepare all the moms and dads out there. Jizel, what was the first biggest lifestyle change with your baby at home?
We're talking about first month home after confinement
Yeah,
center.
first month after.
Oh yeah, you can set the precedence there because you went to confinement center,
We
right?
were
Correct.
in the confinement center for the first month.
Yeah.
And I remember after the second week, I knew that we only have 2 more weeks left. That was when I told Jazel, as difficult as it is to have baby with us for that whole time because Jazel was recovering and all that, I told her, we need to have baby in the room. We must have it because I've seen a lot of parents or even husband and wife and stuff like that. They just leave the baby to the nurses in the confinement center to take care of the baby for the whole entire month. The problem is once you go home,
you don't know what to do with the baby.
It's culture shock.
Yeah.
Because the baby would scream at night, suddenly out of nowhere, 3 a.m., calling out for you for milk. And you don't know what is this crying for, what is this? If you are in a confinement center and that happened, you ring and then the nurses come in, they will explain to you and then you slowly adapt to that baby. So then it won't be that scary when you go back home.
It won't be as difficult, I would say. But it's still difficult.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
So
when you got home?
Yeah, then when we went
when we
home,
got home, did we have help? No, not yet.
No.
We
When
haven't
went
had
home for
help
the
yet.
first 3 months, we didn't have any help. It was just two of us.
It was just two of us.
Because at that time, I remembered her godmother wanted to come.
But she went back.
She was at another one of the family member there taking care of their child.
Correct.
Was it still COVID this time?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
It
god.
It was. So we, you still can't really travel.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't go out.
You can't go out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just.
But it's also great for me because I don't have to feel like I'm missing out on anything.
And we didn't go out. We just stayed at home with baby the whole entire time. It was just. I mean, for me, I don't really remember the struggles. All I remember was being at home with my newborn daughter and my wife, and it was my new home. I literally,
Everything's new.
We literally just moved in, stayed there for like a few weeks, stayed in confinement center for 1 month, and then go back to a brand new home. The home still smell like the furnitures that just put inside.
And we
there.
couldn't wait to go home.
Yeah, because we haven't stayed inside there long enough.
So it felt really great.
Yeah, it felt great that we were in our own home,
New home,
new TV,
new baby.
Everything was new. So that was great. Like, it was a great experience to experience it
Completely
together.
new life.
This is the dream Subang life,
And staying behind my mother's house. And staying in the neighborhood that I grew up in. I literally know every corner of that neighborhood.
You made it in life already, bro.
So I mean, that was great. That was great. So hospital story aside, the after hospital confinement center was great. And also shout out to our confinement center. Like, they really took care of us. They really helped Jazel. They really taught us everything.
Yeah.
If not because of them, we wouldn't know.
We'll be very clueless.
Yeah.
But then again, after going back from confinement center, I extended my confinement food for another month.
Okay, that's smart.
So I had another month of confinement food. They feed me 3 times a day. Amazing. And then I had a massage, not really a massage lady.
What is it called?
Tanah Merah. The best thing ever.
What is it called? What's the massage called?
It's a postpartum
It's a
massage.
postpartum. It's a whole.
Bangkok
No, not just that. It's a whole postpartum service.
Okay.
Where she will come massage you, put you on bengkong.
Okay.
Beautiful, amazing.
I remember coming back, Jazel just on the bed there for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm like
lying down there, the lady
at home at
massaging
spa.
her.
It was me, lor.
You were the bengkong fella lah.
I told Suyen, you really like this? I said, yeah, you're really good at it. I should charge other women for this. Or what do you think? She's like, no, don't you dare. Hey, good side hustle.
Hey bro, good bro.
John, did you go to a confinement center?
No, confinement lady.
Confinement
We had
lady.
a confinement lady.
Okay.
This lady from Ipoh. So I initially, before Amanda gave birth, my in-laws actually helped me find the lady. Or Amanda found the lady, but because she speaks Cantonese only and I don't speak Cantonese, so my in-laws helped with the communication. Right. So initially they asked me how long we want. So I was like, 1 month or maybe 6 weeks. I think should be okay, right? Everyone just confinement lady for 1 month, right? Then my in-laws were like, okay, you know what? You do 2 months. We will help cover the extra.
Not bad.
Yeah, this is our gift to you guys. So 2 months, but we extended her to 5 months.
I thought 3 months. You extended to 5 months.
This is a blessing,
we had our confinement lady all the way to the point, right, that she had to go for her next job already and she wanted to rest.
I remember you didn't want her to go.
Yeah, but I have to say though, like, this lady really taught Amanda and I how to parent.
Yeah.
Our whole ethos towards parenting our child was really through her. Yeah, the way that she communicates with him, she handles him, and like the way that he is now, 1 year later, like we really just followed her whole entire philosophy. Like, she's super chill. The baby can be screaming at the top of his lungs, right? And then she's just slowly walking up the stairs. you know.
She partially
And
deaf
then
already.
she
you know.
like, 韩明啊，什么事啊? Then she walk, super cool, open the door. She will look at him, then he's crying, then she'll smile. Hi. Then immediately, right?
Switch, right?
Switch.
Yeah.
Then we're like, what magic is this?
Energy, dude.
Yeah.
It's
So
auntie
yeah, so she
energy,
taught us that our energy is the most primary form of communication.
Yes, yes.
And then, I mean, everything else. She got a lot of tricks. Like this lady, right? She comes to my house, right? I don't try to tell her what to do. And Amanda doesn't try to tell her what to do.
Oh, freaking-
and it is very rare for both Amanda and I not to try to tell someone how to do certain things based in our own house. You know, like, and she never fails to amaze us. Like how she prepares him and how she takes care of him. And fun fact, she just came back 3 days ago, so I'm very, very happy. Yeah, we have her back again.
Congrats.
So, thank you. Yes,
So your confinement lady, who's a magician, now
Yes.
turned to your
Nanny.
nanny.
yeah, she's our nanny.
That's the dream.
Yeah,
That's
she
the
helps.
dream.
But I mean, so because Amanda and I travel so much for work.
Yeah.
Right?
It's important.
We need that someone that we can trust
Right.
our baby with in our
Yeah.
house.
Anchor the house.
Yeah, to anchor the house.
Yeah.
And she not only takes care of the baby, she helps us take care of the house. She cooks for us
And she does a
sometimes
blessing,
as well.
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's like the grandmother I don't have lah, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember when the
Become
baby
godmother
was
already,
born,
though.
he had his confinement lady over. He called me and said, "Bro, you gotta come over to my house, bro." I said, "Oh, why? Huh? Bro, you gotta try, bro. My confinement lady's food is damn dope, bro. You gotta try." I'm like, "Bro, you don't even ask me come to your house to see your baby. Ask me come to try your confinement lady's food." He said, "Bro, it's damn good, bro. It's super." I'm like,
Then
why
what?
my confinement center never really cook for me?
What's she gonna say, bro? You gotta come over to my house, try my confinement lady. She can change your diapers, bro. What the heck, man? I'll pass you the food, lah.
No, but my confinement lady is quite she's quite funny. You know, like so our day to day we eat very normal stuff. You know, like steamed fish, soup, you know, like very, very simple to eat. But then sometimes we will tell her like, hey, you know, we have some friends coming over, you know, about 6 people. Then she'll be like, oh, okay, very calm and cool.
Damn.
But that dinner, she will flex. She will cook something that she typically doesn't cook.
Suddenly got sharks.
Yeah,
Come
then
on.
suddenly our
Where do you
friend-
get this from?
Wow.
you know, it's so crazy to the point that my in-laws, right, invite their friends to my house to eat. But she's very happy. Like, I feel like there's something so beautiful about that older generation. You know, that that is their
language,
flesh.
bro.
That is their love language.
This emperor syndrome, bro. That's
No,
why last
but I
time all
love
the
it.
empress, you come here in my house, come here in my house.
And then she
This
tells
is my
me,
food.
she tells us, our confinement lady, that among her sisters, she's the worst cook. They were like, how is that possible? Like, what is going on?
She said, I don't believe. Ask your sister come. Ask your sister come. I want to choose.
What's the best dish? I buy all the ingredients for you.
Oh, Iron Chef in your house.
But
That's mad.
so confinement wise, it was. I mean, it was tough as it is, but she taught us how to do everything. But after she left, we cycled through 3 nannies.
Yeah, no, that was
and
a nightmare season, man.
We fired the nanny after half a day. So we cycled
yeah.
through. The nanny would come in the morning, and by the evening we tell her, I think you take your bags and you go home. Yeah.
That's
Because
crazy.
the standard, right, the bar has been set so high. You know, we could not like there was. I mean, I told you guys it's quite crazy
yeah.
lah. Some of these nannies they come to my house and like suddenly my house become like a
Zoo already.
like a zoo. You know, like the whole
Everything's everywhere.
yeah, everything is everywhere. The whole toilet is covered in water. Can you imagine your guest toilet? You look into your guest toilet. The not the shower area. The floor outside is covered with water. The mirrors are covered with water, and the whole sink is covered with water. And you go like, what happened here?
Who went to
And
war?
then, so we asked this new nanny that was taking over the old nanny, like, hey, why is it like that? She go and blame the old nanny. I'm like, my old nanny is an angel. How dare you say that she did this? She stayed with me for 5 months and we had no problems with her. You telling me that you come here half a day and this is her fault? Man.
The crazy part is, how long has it been since the old nanny left and the water's still there?
No. So there was like a little transition period.
Okay,
so we had
okay,
both of
okay.
them in our house for like 1 or 2
okay,
days.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so we let her go. Then we were like, Sim Jian, can you stay a bit longer?
that's
She extends. So, I mean, I have to say, it's very, very important to interview
Yeah.
your
Yes.
nanny. It's very, very important to vibe with her.
Yeah.
Because I would say part and parcel of Amanda's recovery was really a lot of it has to do with her. So,
Yeah.
you know, she could feel
Yes.
at ease. You know, then she could focus on herself and her own recovery.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think
so. That was very important.
The first biggest thing after your kid comes back for Asian families is the confinement lady.
Yep.
Or the confinement center. And wow, it's a tricky thing. We talked about it briefly in other episodes, but they have to be old enough to be experienced, but can't be too old that they are gonna potentially risk something in the house.
Yep.
It's a very delicate balance, but I think the whole goal, like, hey, husbands out there, dads out there, the confinement lady stage, very important is your wife need to heal. That is
Correct.
like the biggest. Don't feel bad about this auntie not sleeping because she's paid not to sleep. She's paid for 1 month to not sleep so your wife can sleep.
Okay.
But the good ones know how to sleep.
Yeah, they know
Okay,
what to do.
You know how
I
to
just
sleep.
wanted to add this, right? When we went to the confinement center, it was COVID time, and a lot of nobody could visit the mother. So she, if she was there alone and I'm busy, she wouldn't be able to see anyone
Oh,
except her and the baby alone. How is the mother gonna heal like that, right?
yeah.
And then there was some mornings where she got activity. I would go outside there and accompany her and do things with her. I'm the only father there.
Yeah,
man.
that's very
Like when I
sad.
said the only father, I was the only
So they
male.
really
there.
just leave the wives there.
Some of the wives were there without the husband.
Or some, the husband would actually leave for work and come back in the evening.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we felt like, wow, so many mothers need to go through this. And even when I was there with her, she would go through her ups and downs. She would suddenly
yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
It would be difficult for her. So we could only imagine what the other mothers are going through without the partner there.
Yeah.
So fathers, negotiate your paternity leave early.
Oh, but then again, right? Confinement centers are good for these women whose husbands are busy out there working because they get to make friends in the center.
And because
Yeah.
all the mothers there, your
They
babies are the
gather.
same age
Correct,
and everything, you
correct.
guys can share the same
Yeah.
thing. But still, going back into your room alone,
Yeah.
late at night, you be crying because we actually have friends that the husband was so busy, couldn't stay in the
Right,
confinement
right.
center. And if you don't stay with your wife, you don't get to stay the whole month.
I think that right there is probably the biggest, life change, is a life culture change, that you start to realize that that dynamic is no longer just between you and your wife. There's a new person in this picture that is taking your wife's energy, that is taking your energy. But at the same time, you still need to be a couple to each other, right? And then that new balance. For guys, you still got to work. And Malaysia is not really kind of paternal, father
No.
taking leave, right? I don't think it's a thing for a lot of our work here. Even as like self-employed, we are even more ruthless on ourselves. What leave?
No, you know what's the best part? Not?
Yeah.
Why I can do all the things I could do, and I just stay with her. I was jobless. What?
Because COVID lah, bro. This
Because-
is
It
different.
was also
Yeah,
COVID,
COVID, so we had no jobs.
Okay. So definitely there were some unique circumstances, but I think moving onwards to this, I think the biggest lifestyle change is realizing that there is a new human being in your house. This human being has needs, and this human being has needs from your wife, has needs from you, and balancing that, like the whole thing. So let's not even talk about sleep deprivation first. How was that shift into like balancing this new baby after the confinement lady leave? Because this is the biggest culture switch, right? We can talk about confinement ladies all the time because honestly, they are a blessing. They are a buffer stage.
Yep.
They're the real confinement center / confinement lady. The husband, my job is to learn as much as the confinement lady as possible.
Correct.
Like biggest one, learn how to bathe the baby. Learn how to change the diaper. Full stop, right? But when she leave, I remember we were counting down the days or so. And the day we let her, goodbye, click. And it was just silence. And it was just Suyin and me. We look at each other. It's like, okay, we're doing this now. We're doing this now. They look at Haley. Oh, wow. That drop from having a third lady there into just both of us. How did y'all feel when we went into just you?
Exactly what you said. From confinement center, before we leave, take picture with all the nurses. They were so
Yeah.
beautiful. They were so nice to us. They
We love them. They were
really
so
took care
friendly
of
and nice.
Jaisal. They
Yeah.
were very nice to Jaisal. They told Jaisal, oh, you have a lot of spare milk. We will prepare all of them. We'll put into this. We take it back
Whoa,
with you and
okay.
everything. They really took care of everything. So we were so thankful. Took the car, drive back home, put baby into the house, both of us.
Didn't know what to do.
We didn't know what to do.
We were
And for
looking
the
at
next
each
few
other.
months, it's basically just learning as we go. You know, like what they say, our parents didn't know anything when we were born.
Yeah.
Also, same.
Survival
didn't know.
mode lah.
Yeah, you just do what
Yep.
you know best. And then, of course, baby has all the different quirks and things
Oh,
like that. And every time, every night, every day, we'll be researching. Oh, this one no
Google's
good,
our
this one
best
no-
friend.
Yeah, and then not just Google. You know, when you research something, you need to check whether this is correct. Then you have to go search, research.
Oh, there's a great app though. I need to say,
I think I know.
if it's for daddies, you also need to download. It's called something Leap Week. if I'm not mistaken.
It's one to track the mental leaps for the baby. Is
Yes,
it? After
yes,
that?
yes.
Ah, yes.
That
yes,
really
yes.
helps a lot.
That really helped. Because when something happened to a baby,
Correct.
people are like,
You don't know what's going on.
why our baby like that? Why is
Yeah.
she doing this? Then we
Different
check,
phases.
Oh, she's going through the different phases,
Correct.
especially in the first 6 months.
The sleep regression,
Yes,
like why you
yes.
suddenly like this? Okay, got it. John, was it? Sorry, you kept your confinement for 2 months.
5.
5 months.
months.
That 5-month drop after
the
she
5
left. What was it like?
So it was really tough because I couldn't help it, but I had to travel for work like about a month after the baby was born. So I think for me, it was my priority was making sure that Amanda is okay.
Yeah.
You know, because we live next to my in-laws also. So I have my father-in-law support, I have my mother-in-law support, you know. So I think it was trying to make sure that everything is okay while I go.
Yeah.
You know, and as much as it seems like, oh, I'm going and I'm having a great time, I mean, it's also very draining. You know, having to prepare everything before I leave that house. And while I'm away, you know, once I wind down for the day, it's like just thinking, it's like, I just wish I'm at home right now.
Yes.
You know, and then sometimes my wife would text me or call me and tell me that she's going through a hard time. And I think it's a even harder feeling of helplessness because no matter how much I prepare or I can be there for her emotionally through the phone, not being able to be physically there is one of the hardest things. You know, simple things as helping her out a bit. You know, if I'm there, she'll be like, hey, can you help me out a bit? Okay. You know, then I just jump out a bit, I pop to the other side. Oh, baby's crying. Can you go and grab him while I prepare to feed him? Okay. You know, I was there to help, but I think the traveling made it very hard. So I as much as possible tried to avoid traveling as much as possible. But I think, like you said, you know, the dip was really, really hard. But I think 1 year into it got better. And I think one thing I want to say is, so it's, you know how when you eat dinner, right? There's always this magical space in your stomach for dessert. You know, I think it's the same thing with babies.
Yeah.
There is this place in you that you can dig deeper. You know, like there's a tenacity and there is an endurance where no matter how exhausted, how tired you are, right? You know, that you dig deeper, you will just do it. And the satisfaction that comes from that, right? There is no appreciation. I don't think there is you call it appreciation, but there's a satisfaction to that. Oh, baby's crying at 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, you need to get out a bit. You get out a bit, you could spend an hour and a half putting him down. No matter how late the sun could rise and he's finally down. That level is like, you don't need anyone to say thank you. You know, you just go back and you feel that, you sigh and then you sleep for 1 hour and then you wake up. You know, I think that satisfaction is what helps with that biological change as a parent. Because as fathers, we don't have that same biological change as a mother. We don't go through that 9 months of our bodies changing and you know, having to push a baby out and then our body in recovery stage. You know, we are still almost physically the same, you know, almost, you know, but there is something that clicks in you that goes like, I have to do this differently. And I think that's the thing that nobody can prepare you for.
The payoff was, you know, every night, right? Our kids deserve better lah. In the middle of the night, they wake us up. We look already like hell already, right? Look like a nightmare. And then they look at us like, hey, what's up? Like that. I think the payoff came when the day, recently, Sarah's my second. The first day she can walk, the first week she can walk, when I came home and she ran to the door to hug. Wow, guys, that is the payoff. That one, I don't know how to explain other than, okay lah, not bad lah, you over it lah. You know?
Yeah.
But okay, since John was talking about it, and since we have Jazel with us, there's been this whole statement of, I think as guys, as dads who work and are absent, right? It's a very harsh statement. It's called absent dads are useful dads. And present dads are useless. Yeah, because technically there's a saying, right? As if you're present all the time with your kid, you're not working. You're not doing what you need to do to provide for the family. If you're absent, means you're out there making something work, right? And then for our industry, the longer you are out there, the more networks you make, the more work you get made. It's basically like our jobs don't come like 9 to 5. For example, your hosting job, bro. One shot, bye-bye. You go into preparation for a concert or a show or your album, you're gone. Also, you go into preparation for an event, bro. Don't talk lah. This weekend one was 2 nights away, right? Like that. What do you guys feel, again, as a couple? I mean, And as someone who has to hold the fort sometimes, an absent dad is a useful dad. Do you think it's changed? What do you think? Is it real in your life?
I wouldn't see it like that, right? Like what he said, you will change for sure. And it's really up to the dad on how he wants to function as a dad. And for me, I know that deep down in me, I want to be a present dad, right? And when I say present, it's not 24/7 there. You just have to let your daughter or your son see that daddy is there at least every day. So Jazel also know this, like when I was busy traveling around, then I was doing all the layovers. I remember like I was pissed off because I only had that short layover in KL, like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I already told Jazel, as soon as I land, I'm going to come back home. I have 1 hour to see baby, see you, and then I'm going to grab back to the airport and fly to another country. I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I could just stay there and then fly and go. That's not what I wanted.
That's crazy.
And my daughter, it was to go back home at 7 and to leave the house at 7:30. My daughter's not even awake yet. But I said, I don't care. Because I want to see her. It's for me, it's not for her.
Yeah.
She won't even remember that I'm coming back. But it's for me because I've been away for a week and I just want to come and see my baby. So that was what I did. And I was happy that I did that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say present dad is a useless dad, right? Because it's how much effort you want to put into it. You know, and like you said, you could always dig deeper. So that was the depth that I dig to it to be able to be there for my daughter. And because of my job and how it is, and yes, we have to network. Yes, we have to do all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, not really. Yeah. You know, you can always balance it out. That's why I would go for events, but sometimes go home. By a certain time, go home. Last time, bro events after events,
bro.
third, fourth.
You see Dennis, third event, same clothes.
Fourth event.
He haven't go home yet.
He haven't go home yet. Tomorrow is still there. But now by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, like, okay, so for 2 nights, like you were mentioning, right?
Yeah.
We had a hotel nearby here and we could just stay there and rest.
Correct.
After my whole entire event, I slept 3 hours before that. So I hosted from 9 a.m. all the way till 8:30 p.m. I was tired as heck. I was sleeping while the whole event is going on, while they were judging. I speak already. Then I get to sit down. That was when I just close my eyes and rest for like 5-10 minutes until somebody, that whole division is done. I go back up again. I was so tired, but the only thing I had in my head was I wanted to go tell Jazel that after this, I want to go back home to see baby.
Oh, man.
Then the same thing, she had the same idea. Can we go back home to see baby?
Wanted to see baby.
So I said,
matter
hey,
what.
let's go back home. So we went back home, put her to sleep, went back to the hotel.
With her,
We played with her all the way to 11:30
Yeah.
until she's willing to go to sleep. Then 12 o'clock, we packed our bags and went back to hotel.
Yeah.
And then we did that 2 nights.
Yeah.
Yesterday night, we did the same thing
Correct.
again. We went back to play with her until she falls asleep. Then we went back to the hotel to stay in a night.
Yeah, people don't see this from you guys because obviously when you do social media, you highlight the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really like, hey, I'm going home now, right? That kind of thing.
But because this is all mostly for us. It's what I want to do. It's not something I want to prove to people that I'm doing because I'm sure that there are parents out there that are doing way more.
the people,
And it's not about comparison.
the person that matters don't watch your stories.
Nah.
Yeah, you know?
And it doesn't matter. They don't need to know also in the end. You know,
There you
it's for you to do yourself. It's for us, for ourselves also.
we gotta ask the Singaporean.
This guy traveled.
Yeah, no, because you guys come from a very hustle background, right? I think the work, we're very fortunate to say that we have the liberty to determine our work.
Yes.
But also, that just means that no one else is going to work for you.
No.
No one else is going to make it happen for you if you don't make it happen yourself.
Correct.
I think there's some truth in that. When the statement that you made, an absent dad is
Useful dad.
a useful dad. But I feel more importantly is that if you are absent, you have to have a very high level of discipline in order to make it work. Because I think from personal experience, I was so afraid to be a deadbeat dad. You know, it's like, especially in the industry that we're in, you know, it's a lot of freelance, it's a lot of, like, there is no standard schedule. You know, you work based on what projects you're working on or whatever. You know, I was actually rejecting work because I wanted to be at home with my son and my wife. You know, and I didn't make the efforts like, oh, there's a pitch going on. Nah, I think I will skip this. You know, oh, there's this event. I don't need to go. You know, like if I don't have to be there, I don't want to be there. That was my philosophy for a couple of months. And then I realized that it doesn't help my case. You know, so then I realized that, oh, you know, actually, then I came across that video that says that, oh, an absent father is a useful father. But I didn't exactly want to just do that. Like, okay, now I just disappear and, you know, I leave it to my wife or I leave it to my home to make it work. But then I realized that I needed to have discipline. meaning that if I knew that these are the times that I wanted to spend with my child, I time block it. So that means I actually put my child as part of, in a very, very weird way, as part of my projects also. That means it's an important project that I work on consistently, and then I just be able to time block. So if I know that he has gym class at 10 a.m. on a Friday, I will make sure that I will not, as much as possible, try not to let it clash.
Right.
If sometimes really no choice, then try to make it work,
Right.
Yeah, so there is some truth in that statement. I do agree, but I think more importantly is that you have to have the discipline. And it takes the discipline to come back for an hour and then head off again. It takes the discipline to say, okay, instead of me taking an afternoon flight, I'm going to take a night flight, and reach my hotel at 11 p.m., to wake up at 5 the next day. But I'll do that because I want to put my baby to sleep. Right? Yeah, and it's not easy. I don't think anybody can tell you that it's easy because it
requires a lot of sacrifice also.
It's sacrifice, and I mean, if you're a very practical person, it's to a certain extent.
It's not practical.
Not practical.
It's completely not practical.
It's not.
It only fits my soul to do those things that I did.
Do it for love.
Yeah.
You do it literally for yourself. And if you think that I'm doing this because I want to prove to someone or I want to show my wife that I love her, then don't do it.
You know how like last time when you were dating, right? Especially when you're teenage years, it's like when you want to send your girl home, sometimes you think twice. It's like, do I really want to send you home? You're not really that on the way, right? And then some days you don't. Some days you don't, right? I mean, let's be real. Some days you don't.
Singapore thing.
Really?
Maybe
You take the train lah.
It's true. You take a train.
Right, you take a
Malaysia,
train.
come on, Malaysia dangerous.
I think when it comes to your child, right, you will always choose sending her home.
Yeah.
Like you won't give in to that laziness in you to go like, okay, I'd rather just go back and chill.
Yeah, but I feel like, see, for dating couples out there, that's the telltale sign. A lot of things that you do during dating, right? Usually that is a telltale sign of how you will become later in the relationship if it progresses to fatherhood.
Yeah, but it's when you find the right one.
Yeah.
Like before
that's
my
true.
wife, last time actually the girls,
Just
I don't
take the
send
train
them
lah,
back,
bro. Just take the
I'll be
train.
like, okay, we good,
Maybe we can walk,
goodbye.
walking is
Yeah.
healthy, Maybe you walk that way. Walk the
I
other way.
wouldn't say that I was a good boyfriend then, but I think as a father, I would do it. I would do it. I won't let anything come in the way,
Yeah. So like,
hard to say. Don't say anything like that,
Joe,
Sometimes you need the green flags.
Joe, yeah, you're right. Green flag, get green flag. Joe Fen Pang, journey of decoupling ourselves, the way we dad from our own dads and why it's important and how hard it is. I think that whole thing about being the absent dad was the biggest struggle. I think the way you shared it was quite interesting because you had Jade in COVID, right? You had after COVID. Mine was a very interesting one where she was growing up in COVID. So I had so much time and I told Suyen, it's going to be very unfair for a second because I'm never going to have this kind of time with her again. My biggest one was removing myself from that because Haley was so used to having me around every day.
True.
And I found a working formula that no matter what, right, I can work from home. So my struggle with the team was that I wasn't here for the team. And I had to realize that, there are other responsibilities out there. Like it's actually more, it works better if I'm with the team. I have to let go of that. I think that understanding of like, shucks, I can make it work, but I can make it work better. There's a way to make it work better. And do I want to be the kind of dad to teach her that, hey, my team is important, but I'm not there? That was a very long process, like trying to get back into the rhythm again.
Find the balance lah.
Correct. And that's what taught me, like I think Suyen also said it, my dear wife Suyen said, it's not about the amount of time you spend. It's about how intentional you spend that time when you're with there. Because some parents think, hey, let's go holiday. Like, our old parents, hey, go holiday, we out there, spend family time. Go family time there, what do you do? Sit down, watch TV, do your different things. But if I'm going to come home every night and I'm tired like mad already, I'm going to play a good 30 minutes of Minecraft with you and have a really great day playing Minecraft tonight, that is the intentional time. I think it's the same as, last time we were dating, you're working already, you only have like an hour to date each other at night. You're going to make that date count, right? And I feel that's now how it transitions into like being a dad. Sometimes we got to go for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at one go. But it's the 30 minutes when we come back that catch up, that's what really matters. I feel like now I feel like the importance of that 30 minutes, right? Compared to like, hey, let's spend the whole weekend together. Hey, your kid also don't want to see you for the whole weekend.
No.
Your kid really don't want to see you for the weekend. We need to understand that. It's true. They'd rather have 30 good minutes with you than 1 hour, 2 hours. Daddy, what we're doing now? That kind of thing. All right, let's just do a quick wrap up since we have Jazel here. Postpartum. Right, this is a very big topic which we're probably not going to get to the bottom of. But postpartum, you guys got, I know for those who you guys who don't know what it is, postpartum is the part of post-pregnancy where the hormones really hit your wife. Not you, your wife.
Oh, that it will hit you
Correct.
I mean,
through your wife.
Did you all have to deal with
Amazing.
postpartum?
Yes.
The only ladies, yeah.
I didn't know that I had postpartum depression. So after a month coming out of the confinement center, I went to my doctor and he told me I had mild postpartum depression after asking me a series of questions. And I only realized that after possibly the week after that. I'm like, how can I have it? Because I was washing baby stuff and I started crying out of nowhere and I wanted to sit at a corner to continue crying to only feel better.
Oh.
But I didn't understand what was it. There was no trigger, nothing. Yeah. I just
Emotions.
the biggest mental breakdown. But then after that, I went over to Dennis and I just told him I just needed him there.
When you first told him, what was your response? Like, what was your response to
I
it?
think for him, it's like, what can I do? Because he wouldn't know what to do.
Because
And I don't
I
even
knew
know
that it
what
was
I
going
needed.
to be there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the first time, like I told you, in the confinement center, she went through engorgement. It was
Correct,
she was in
correct.
pain.
And I had help. But this one, we don't know what to do.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
at any point in time, to me, it's like it's always gonna. You never know when it's gonna come,
Mm.
and if it comes, you just have to be there to embrace her.
Yeah, there's no warning signs. There's no
Yeah.
notification
And-
like I'm
and-
gonna
and-
have a mental breakdown.
Oh
that
my
kind
gosh.
Of thing.
And
Oh my
at,
gosh.
at postpartum, during that time, I learned a lot from her
Okay.
about women in postpartum. They lose their confidence. They lose the sense of self.
They lose their hair.
They lose their hair. They lose
Correct.
a lot of things.
Just
And the
crazy.
body, especially like for Jazel, you know. So
It's the biggest change. But for me, I keep telling myself, I know I can do something about it. But it was until after the doctor gave me the green light, he said, you know what, you have to resume your life before you had a baby. So tell me what you like doing. So I told him, I said, I'm very used to working out. And then after checking, he said, you can resume. Yeah. And then I started feeling a little bit better.
yeah.
And with a lot of support from not just Dennis, friends, people around you. Yeah, you just have
Giving
to reach
love,
out.
lah,
Yeah.
giving love.
I think for me that time I just needed someone. I needed a mom friend.
Circle of people.
Correct.
Right?
A circle of people and also another mom friend to like give that support.
Right.
Because I didn't have any friends who were moms.
Hey, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
after she gave birth, right?
Yeah.
She had a lot of mom friends.
Yeah.
Like just
Correct.
gave birth, the baby's like 6 months
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they share information and
Mhm.
knowledge and things like that. And I felt that was actually very, very helpful for her.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Did-
Just being there.
Did Amanda go through any postpartum?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I think it comes in different shapes and forms. You
Yeah.
know, I don't think Amanda is the type that would just. I mean, everyone expresses it differently,
Right.
but she's not the kind that would sit in a corner and cry. You know, she's the kind that will hold on to it. You know, and I think that becomes a little bit harder because it keeps accumulating. And sometimes I don't exactly. I mean, if you ask me to really pinpoint what her postpartum depression looks like, I can't even till now. You know, but it's always a challenge. I think it's always going to be a challenge. And I also read up that there will also be postpartum for the father. You know, but in a different shape and form. You know, it's not so much hormonal. You know, it's also a lot of it has to be situational, and you know, more often than not, I think the father feels that he's not allowed to express it either. You know, and I think that's also part of the challenge.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so as much as you have like the moms need their mom friends, I think the guys need their guy friends as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know, which is why I picked up golf. I think honestly, golf has been therapy for me. Absolute therapy for me.
Cars.
Yeah,
Golf.
Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
know-
play golf with him one day.
Yeah.
I am scared.
So I mean, it's just one of those things that I agree with Jazel and what the doctor said. It's like you have to be able to resume your life.
Yes.
You know, because for me, I thought, okay, now that I'm a father, I need to give up everything. You know, I need to give up everything. You know,
This-
I cannot.
This is exactly what the older generations would tell us, that you need to give up everything because your life has changed and everything. I told Jazel, after when she stops breastfeeding, whenever she wants to, I'm going to bring her out to do exactly what we did before she gave birth. Because
Correct.
it's not about resuming party life. No.
Mm-mm.
It's just being ourselves again because we've forgotten who we are for that 9 months.
Correct.
And then for the 6 months or 1 year, you totally forgotten who you are.
You can resume that party life to also realize that you don't want to do the
Correct.
The people need to hear this part. People need to hear this.
I'm telling you, after giving birth and we're like, yeah, let's go back partying. Last time we used to party like 3 nights, 4 nights back to back, no problem at all. Now we go
No, we
out
cannot.
one time by 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
After 45 minutes, we just want to leave.
Yeah, usually we reach there at 11, before 12.
It also makes you realize that it's not so much the physical act of partying, it's the people that you do it with.
Facts.
Something changed already.
Yeah,
Correct.
what you
Something
want to
changed.
do is you want to have a great time. You know, sometimes get mindlessly drunk. I think it's very normal. You know, but you do it with the right people in the right
It's always
space.
best.
You know, so if you can find the right environment and the right space, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Amanda and I, we still go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we can be out till 3, 4, 5. Of course, we practice, we prepare for the next day.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
make sure
yeah.
that,
Of course,
okay,
of course.
my in-laws going to take the baby out in the morning. So we got what time? We got until 2 o'clock. Oh, we got until 2 p.m., you know. So it's like, that means we
Correct.
can sleep till 12:30.
Wow.
Oh, that's great. You know, like, and that just the thought of that, it's a blessing. You know, I think, overall, it's, I don't think postpartum is something that you prepare for and you realize and then you do one thing to solve it. You know, I think
It's a lot.
it's a joint effort. You know,
It's a journey also.
It's a journey, lah. I think the one thing that I would say to mitigate postpartum as much as possible is try not to fall into that roommate syndrome. You know, where you do what you're supposed to do and the chores, and you keep finding to your mental peace by being alone. You know, I think there's still that alone time is still important, but I think it's also like you gotta hang out with your wife. You know, you gotta hang out with your partner, you know, and I mean Amanda and I, we have our routine that we hang out at certain parts. Like we can hang out for half an hour and then do our own thing for 2 hours. And then after that, she'll text me. So Amanda has this really funny thing that she likes to do to me. So while we're hanging out alone, how we resume our hangout again is she'll text me. She's like, our baby is very cute. Then I'll be like, yeah, I know. I want to wake him up for a party. Then I'll be like, no, do not wake him up for a party. And then that's her signal of saying like, okay, let's hang out.
Okay.
You know, but it's the easiest way rather than saying, hey, what are you doing?
Okay.
You know, like, hey, what you doing sounds like, oh, so am I doing something wrong now? You know, but then it's like, hey, I want to wake up my baby for a party. I'll be like, don't be ridiculous.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. So that's our way of communicating, and I enjoy it. You know, so I hear it almost every day.
Find what works. Find what works.
Because sometimes I do it to her. So
Okay.
I'll send her a picture of my baby from the day or a video, and then I'll be like, I want to wake him up for a party, and then I can be overseas, and then that's when I video call her.
Right.
Yeah. So it's one of those things lah. So I think it's important not to fall into that, but it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't say for sure that, you know, we are still not going through that
It's
process.
all learning, man.
You know, it's still, yeah.
Every 3 months got review and it will change.
Yeah.
It changes. It's still changing. But I think, guys, if there's anything that is important that I could like pivot and end this episode is the best, and I think half the battle is won for postpartum by knowing it happens. That knowing that your wife can go through ups and downs that cannot be explained because her body is trying to like figure out again where is this new balance. You know, there's a saying like if there's a biological thing. You walk into the hospital with one wife, you come out with another because the whole makeup for the hormones changed. Everything is different about this person that you love that just pushed a baby out of a cooch. You literally have to deal with your body balancing everything again. And I think it's just acknowledging the fact that, you know, there's some days before this, can't explain a lot of emotions already. You're not going to be explaining a lot of different things already if your wife goes through postpartum. The most useful thing is just, I think, create the space to talk about it safely for your wife because you're right, the insecurity of the hair,
Correct.
the body, especially like this getting back into shape. I think guys know your part is like to just be there.
As much as possible.
Don't try and give answer. I don't know about you, but the solution is not answers. The solution is just be there and ask.
Yeah,
They
and
ask what? Ask again. You ask what? You're right. What? You know? The trick about postpartum is don't give answer. Just be there and like, you're right, we don't know, but we don't know together. You know? I don't know, but that's what worked for me.
Be the best hype man,
You
basically.
really have to be hype man for your wife because I think if anytime your wife need to tell that you're beautiful, right, it's after they give birth. Or really just that you just look at that
You got to be able to
That's
figure
true,
out
that's true.
when your partner wants support and when your partner wants solutions.
And when they want to be alone.
I was about to say
When
that.
they want
Yeah,
to be
correct,
alone,
correct.
right? Space is important, guys. This is the episode. I feel like we might need to do 2-hour episodes from now on because we really can't wrap up the episodes in time. Jaisal, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having
Officially
me.
first guest. Guys, remember to join our Telegram group and they can ask questions there. You know what? Next time we just ask the Telegram group what we want to talk already at this point, right?
I mean, if you guys have any topics you want to know about, you want to talk about, ask
Telegram.
us, talk to us in Telegram. We see it almost
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Then guys, please follow our Spotify, our YouTube, our Instagram, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. See you guys.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.